Boys the Men, Motown Philly, one of their original hits. Oh man, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Let me tell you why that song is super important with what I'm going to talk about today, and I'm not going to be on too long. If you listen to that song, they're actually saying they didn't realize that their dreams could come true, but they pushed on. And if you know the Boys the Men's story, if you've never watched Unsung or never heard the interviews, they talked about um, dreaming about it, not knowing if it could be real. And then when they had their opportunity to perform for Michael Bivins, they performed a New Edition song. He liked it, and then the rest is history. But the point I want to get to is the belief of your talents. So again, I want to say happy Friday. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Keith K.L. Belvin, crisis specialist, author, educator. And I come on, um, I come on Monday through Friday with the hope to inform, entertain, educate when I'm on, because my goal is to present information in a way that you leave with something that can help you through your day. So before I get into that, let me give a big shout out to Chef Danielle. She is the owner and operator of Ethel and Annie Mae's Soul Food Kitchen, 497 Albany Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights section of Brooklyn, right on the corner. Make sure you support her. I find that we offer more to the I want to say this the right way. Facebook is funny because the algorithm will allow people to see certain things. Birthdays, celebrations, funerals, anything that is and I know the keywords are in place to generate a lot of feedback. But the thing that I want you to understand is look around you. When you know and trust and love somebody, if they tell you that's somebody you should rock with, listen to that. Consider that and support that. This sister here, Danielle, I know puts the time in. I know she works on her craft. I know she cares about what she does. She cares about her food. She makes sure she cares about her customers. She makes sure that her place is clean and transparent. And the thing that you have to realize is that when you have somebody who's putting in the work, find a way to support them, because we jump on Amazon, no questions. We drive up to all of the different what is that? We jump on all of the different sites and everything else that's out there, and that's cool. I'm saying we got to support those who are putting in that work, because one day they'll be as big as some of those folks that you're supporting. Just my thoughts. So shout out to Chef Danielle Moore, owner and operator of Annie and Ethel Mae's Soul Food Kitchen, 497 Albany Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. She is on Uber Eats, Grubhub, and she vacuum seals and sends out meals around the country. So you guys who are not in New York can order. Go by go by the website Ethel and Annie Mae's Soul Food Kitchen. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. Just look it up. Ethel and the letter N, Annie Mae's Soul Food Kitchen. All right, cool. Now, I'm not gonna get into all my other commercials today. I'm not gonna do that because I got a counseling session in a little while. So if you've been on my social media page, you saw that I posted that I just landed the biggest professional deal um, of my professional career, and I did. And let me shout out to Tarkessa Colvin for what I'm about to talk about. Tarkessa Colvin is one of my coaches. She's my literary coach. Glenn P. Brooks Jr. is my business coach. So shout out to the two of them, and I'm gonna tell you why. Glenn says all the time, you can't get anywhere in this world by yourself. He's right. Tarkessa reminds me all the time that you do not put a limit or ceiling on yourself, because you are then blocking potential blessings that God may have for you. Who are you to decide how much money you can make? So the two of them have been pouring into me, working with me. Now, yes, I pay them. They are paid coaches. But you've heard me say when you pay for something, you should get something. Well, it paid off. My investment in myself, in hiring somebody to help show me what to do, paid off. And so I'm just super excited. No, I'm not going into the details. You don't need to know everything that's going on inside my family. Just know that it was substantial, very substantial. And I'm humbled. And the crazy part was I didn't even know how to celebrate. I still haven't really celebrated. Everybody else seems to celebrate more than me. And that was one of the things that Terkessa called me on yesterday. We had a meeting last night, and she was like, "What did you do to celebrate?" I thanked the Lord. I cried a little bit, and I went back to work. She was like, "What? That's not a celebration." Even my wife, even Tiff said that. So that's not a celebration. And that's what I want to say to you guys. Don't downplay your talents. Don't downplay your success. Sometimes we can dream about something, want something, and then when we get it, act like we didn't even want it. And we attempt to limit God when we do that. So hear me on what I'm saying, please. If you wanted it and you worked hard to get it, enjoy it. And I'm trying to get into that mode, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna give you a little something about me. And I want whoever this is for, whoever's watching this, who's ever felt that they're not worthy, whoever felt nothing good happens to me, or when they actually have good things happen, downplay it. This is for you. Please listen. When I got my first master's degree in 2005, I chose not to go to graduation. It was a poor decision. And what I chose to do instead of going to graduation was even worse. I used to go to big girl parties, specialized parties for that cater to sisters of size. I love women of size. And I chose to go to like a big girl weekend that I had already been to. It was actually my last, instead of going to graduation, because I was thinking with the wrong end. And, the sad part was you can't get those opportunities back. And when you really think about it, I chose to give up the opportunity to walk across the stage because I didn't want to go to Indiana, because that's where the graduation is being held in Indiana, Indiana University, by the way, because I wanted to stay with something that I understood and I knew was, I guess you even want to call it safe. Again, can't do that because those are moments you don't get back. Yes, I keep the degree forever. I keep the knowledge forever, but moments in time, moments like graduation, you don't get those back. And I didn't go to my graduation with my second master's degree. This time it was a little bit different. This time when I graduated in 2017, the graduation was in 2018. I just didn't want to go to Lynchburg, Virginia. Something about the name, but I didn't want to go. So this time was a little bit different, but I didn't attend that graduation either. And I didn't want, and it was a big, Liberty University is a big campus, and I didn't want my mom out there in the heat and all that. So again, I didn't attend the graduation. And when I think about it, I'm not sure that it wasn't just inside. I was, again, downplaying it. So let's fast forward to yesterday. I get on the call, seal the deal with everything. And I literally inside my head could not wrap my head around, even as I'm looking at the paperwork. It's on paper. The contract is on. I've signed it. It's done. And a part of me still couldn't let it roll around in my head. Tiff is excited. Everybody's excited. I posted about it, but I'm talking about to my core, allowing myself to really get into that. And I think part of it is because I've never wanted to act or feel or act like I was better than somebody else. I always want to stay grounded. And I've always laid back, and I'm not the one to jump on the stage. Now, I'll entertain and I'll be the life of the party. But here's the thing, and I really want you to pay attention to this, guys, especially to my Christian folks, and actually, whatever faith that you are. Let me just say that. If you have taken the time to invest in your faith, like I am a man of God. I have made my mistakes, but I do the best I can to honor my God. When you don't celebrate the things that God gives you, what are you saying about the God you serve? Shout out to Turkessa for reminding me that yesterday. I'm not going to yell, scream, whatever, but I am going to take time, I guess, today and tomorrow to celebrate. I got some work to do. I really do. And I'll get it done. But to literally sit back and be like, wow, I pulled this off. And the crazy part is I'm not done yet. There's still other things that I'm trying to bring to the table that are life altering as well. But I want to give a big, 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 big shout out to my man, Brian Groves. And I'm going to tell you why. Brian told me years ago, Keith, he's my mentor from over in, Brian's from Italy. And me and Brian kick it every 4 or 5 weeks. We catch up and we sit down. We just fill each other in. And Brian reminds me all the time, Keith, stop, smell the roses. Stop and just pat yourself on the back. You've done good. And I don't want to sound braggadocious. I don't want, and this is something that I had to really think about last night after I got off the call with Turkessa. I have downplayed myself sometimes because I didn't want other people to feel uncomfortable around me. So much so that I muted myself at times that I shouldn't have. And again, that is insulting to the very God who allowed me to be there. Yes, I have 2 master's degrees. Yes, I've written 5 books. Yes, I've been a part of 6 anthologies, and another one is coming out this winter. And I started this year off with another anthology, so that'll be 8. Yes, I've been in Ebony Magazine. Yes, I've been on CNN. Yes, I've been on Hot 97. Yes, I've been on other FM radio shows. And sometimes I forget the things that I've done. Because of the people that I'm trying to help, I played myself down. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to start walking around here arrogant. Never that. But sometimes you do have to stop and accept the flowers. We talk about giving flowers while people are still here. But here's the big thing, guys. Please hear me on this. Sometimes you have to stop and accept the flowers. I wasn't doing that. And a part of me now still doesn't want to do it. I still got other work to do. But it's okay to take a couple of days. You know, I haven't been on vacation since 2008. Yeah. I have not been on a formal vacation since 2008. Me and Tiff was talking about it. We were planning on going somewhere this year, last year, but then COVID hit and it was like, no. And, you know, I didn't realize I had added so much business to try to do that, you know, I'm in a constant state of work. I take days off, yeah, of course. And then I don't look at where I'm at. I look at where I'm trying to go. And because of that, I don't give God the due that he should have all in the way that he should get it. Let me just say that. I'm being 100% transparent. Because I thank God for the things that he has done for me. I thank God for protecting my family and allowing me to be healthy to do the things that I do, of clear mind, sound body. I still need some work on that too. But I didn't celebrate God like I should have. Please understand this. And celebration is not vanity. It is an outwardly show of emotion and adulation to a deity that has altered and changed your life or brought people into your life to alter and change it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm an emotional dude too, and I think that's another reason why I keep myself calm because I don't think y'all ready to see big guy like me crying and everything else. I did cry yesterday. And here's why I cried yesterday. I cried, I think, the other day on the video too. So if you watch, you see me cry. I cried yesterday because I have watched other people and thought to myself, I know I could do that. Or that's not 100% true. But I didn't say anything. Now let me give you something. Let me give you something else. And this is what a sister told me. And this is why you got to be comfortable with taking criticism. I had said, I saw somebody doing something online, and I was like, that just don't make no sense. Like, that's not how that's done. You know, you could do that. It was on a live, and the woman hit me up afterwards, and she said, "Keith, I want to tell you something, but I don't want you to get upset." I said, "Come on." She said, "No, no, no. I want to say something to you, but I don't want you to get upset." I said, "Come on, talk to me." She said, "I heard you say you've seen other people giving information or doing things that you know is not right." I said, "Yeah." She said, "And you know better than they know, right?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Then how come you don't say anything?" And I was like, I don't, she said, "Because," and here again, don't get upset. If you know God has given you talents and you don't use them, then somebody out there who God needed you to take care of is being hurt by the person that took your place because you're not there. I had to take a minute with that one. And she said, and I'm not saying it to hurt your feelings. I'm saying that if God built you to help other people and you knowingly don't say anything, you are knowingly allowing a crime to be committed in the eyes of God. That was deep because she was right. And I mean, for years, I guess it's because of my past and in writing my book, From Gigolo to Jesus, I realized, in rewriting my book, From Gigolo to Jesus, I realized how much damage I've had happen to me, how much damage I have caused other people, and how much damage has happened because of what I put into motion or what I did not stop. So she was 100% right. And I had no problem. I told her, I am not mad at you. Thank you. Because you were bold enough to tell me what you saw. And I thought about it. And first, I apologized to God. So if y'all don't understand what that looks like, read Psalms 51. Like David, please don't take the Holy Spirit from me. Psalms 51. It is one of my favorites because in that, David is begging God, don't take this from me. That I know I messed up. And I had to get into that conversation. Lord, I'm sorry for not doing the things I was supposed to do. And then these last 5 or 6 months, I have really been on, I'm not dumbing myself down for nobody. I'm not quieting myself for nobody. And my coach, Glenn P. Brooks Jr., he challenged me, said, create this. You got 28 days. And I did. The BCAP, Braven Church Assistance Program. I got 3 churches that signed up. Another meeting with Glenn. You don't have to consume anything else from anybody else. You have enough to do what you got to do. Get to work. And Glenn was the one that gave me the advice on how I should actually speak to the organization that I eventually signed a deal with. He said, this is what you're good at. Use that. Rock out with it. Don't worry about nothing else. And then shout out to Christopher in Houston. He was the one that said, bruh, don't be scared to charge them what you want. Don't be scared. So when they asked me to put my offer in, I thought about my education. I thought about my student loans. I thought about everything. This is what it's going to cost you to have me work with you. Yeah. More money than I've ever asked from anybody in my life. This is what it's going to cost you. Not only did they say, yeah, not only did they say, yeah, they're going to say, we're going to increase it every year for the next 5 years. we're happy to do business with you. And I say this to whoever's watching this. I'm just an ordinary dude who's made a lot of mistakes. I'm just an ordinary dude who's made a lot of mistakes. But I've tried to help a lot of people as a way to try to make up for those mistakes. And sometimes you're awarded for that. And you have to be prepared for the reward because you work for it. And it's easy to downplay it. It's easy to say, no, don't give me any credit. That's easy. That's actually baked into the cake, especially for us men. But stop. Ask yourself this question. Did you put the time in? Did you put the work in? Did you do what you were told? Did you put extra work in? Did you miss out to be able to finish what you said you were going to finish? Did you miss this party, that party, because you had to finish certain things? This is when it comes back home. This is why you did that. So don't downplay that because you're worried about how either other people are going to feel or even if you deserve it, because you do. As I said, I'm just an ordinary dude who lived a very nasty life for 37 years. In the last 16, I've made better progress than mistakes. Have I made mistakes? Yes. Have I apologized to those that I've made mistakes with? Yes. Have I asked for forgiveness for those I've hurt? Yes. I'm human. But the last 16 years, I've tried to serve God instead of myself. And God has said, I got you. And I don't know who needed to hear this today, male or female. I don't know who has doubts that they can be anything. I don't know who's watching today and sees other people doing all these great things and go, what am I doing wrong? Actuality, you're not. If you're putting in the work in a direction or have people around you. And if you don't have people around you, get them. You hear me say all the time, bring me your pain or we can fix this. I mean that because I live it. So if you don't have anybody to talk to, reach out to me. This is what I do. No, I haven't gotten that big that I'm still not taking a few clients. Yeah, I still got a few spaces left. Now, only a few. I'm not going to lie. Hey, Kathy, how we doing? Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I only have a few spaces. My spaces have filled up tremendously. But I'll always be available the best I can. And I can only do the best I can. But I'm telling you right now, and I say this because you guys know I am building mental health ministries. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Part of building the mental health ministries is that I have to be able to stand across from leadership who actually may not want me in their church. But I come bringing the understanding that God has given me. And I know that somebody in their church is hurting and I need to be there. So no, I'm not going to get quiet. Now, if you want me to leave, you ask me to leave. If you don't want to do business with me, you tell me, yo, Keith, I'm not with it. But I'm going to tell you why I'm here. I'm going to tell you why someone in your church needs to talk to me. And I'm going to tell you why you're going to help pay for it. I'm going to tell you. Now, whether you choose to rock with it or not is something different. Because what I witnessed yesterday is by me telling somebody what it's going to cost. They said yes. So I'm not worried about the no's. I had to go through a lot of no's to get through yesterday. And I'm still not done because the work has to get done, but I'm going to celebrate the yes. I'm going to celebrate the life-changing yes. Because my God said yes. The God I serve said yes. Do that. Here, take it all. That's why you do the work. That's why you keep your mouth open. That's why you do the things you do. Because God will say yes. You ain't got to worry about man. I ain't never been fearful of no man anyway. What I've been fearful of is myself. What I've been fearful of is how successful I actually could be. Now, go back to that Marianne Williamson poem where she said, our greatest fear is how great we could be. She was onto something because she understood it. And so when she wrote that our greatest fear is how powerful we could become, she understood. And I understand. It's what I brought to the classroom for 20 years. Let me tell you something. When somebody else runs down your resume and they say, my God, and they're literally shocked that you're not making certain monies or making certain strides, you could be nervous and go and feel bad about it, or stop and say, why do you see or think I should be at another level? Shout out to Christopher. And if you're willing to listen, if you're willing to humble yourself, listen to what they say, do the work, God will reward you. I'm proof. I'm just an ordinary dude who loves God, who embraces his mistakes, who's hurt some people, and I've loved some people. And I'm praying every day that I can do enough that when I get to those gates, God says, you did a good job. So when I read the Bible, let me give you this before I jump off. When I read the Bible, I look at the fact that David cost 3 men their lives and God took 3 of his children. I look at the fact that Paul was a murderer and God still used him in a pleasant way. I look at all the negatives and realize that God said, I take the worst because then you can't say that they was destined for greatness. And then I realize I'm one of those people. So I'm going to celebrate me today, tomorrow, and maybe Sunday. But I need you who's watching right now who has doubts to celebrate the fact that you're still here. You still got a shot to change and do whatever you're going to do, and understand that God is great. Now, let's say you don't celebrate God at all. Let's say you're not religious. Let's say, Keith, I hear you, but I'm just that whole religion thing ain't for me. I feel that. You're still great. And I'm guarantee you there's people around you who have told you this, and if you just listen to them. And those coaches that I mentioned, Glenn P. Brooks Jr., Tarkessa Colvin, Brian Groves, are all 3 people out here changing the lives of other people because they're pouring out into others. So whether you believe in God or not, God has centered people around you that if you need them, they'll help you. Remember, Jesus was here for the sinners too. He wasn't just here for the righteous. He actually made that statement. I'm not here for you guys. Y'all good. Y'all know who God is. I'm here for the ones that don't. That's me. I'm here for whoever needs help. Why? Because I believe we can fix this. But I can't do anything if you don't come to me. And I had to learn to get out my own way to allow God to do what he was going to do. So if he'll do it for me, why won't he do it for you? Even if you don't believe, he'll open up the door for you. You know why? Because he'll lead you to someone like me. And then you'll realize, wait a minute, maybe I should look into this. Just saying. So again, I got to go. I got a call in 10 minutes. Because work don't stop. But again, thank you for all of the kind words. Thank you for all the congratulatory statements. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for some of the hate. It's okay. Listen, I don't mind that. I gave you something to hate on. And that's okay. Because the hate means I gave you something to see. And if I didn't do anything, there'd be nothing to hate, right? So the beautiful thing is when you have haters, love them, embrace them, thank them. Because the hate confirms that there's something there that's poking at them. Pardon me in my camera work here. I'm just getting my stuff together. So the hate means that you put something in place that's poking at them. That's a good thing. They see it. Now, do you see it? So if you need me, let's go. I still have spots. Not many. Not many. And I'm still here. And God willing, he keeps me here for a long time. I got work to do because I got another deal in the works too. And Terkessa says something else to me. Why would you think God would stop here? And you know what? I'm embracing that. I'm embracing that. Now I'm excited, like, okay, Lord, what we gonna do with this? I'm ready, but I'm not arrogant. And I don't know who needed to hear this today, but God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourself. If you need me, reach out. Listen, invest in yourself, invest in your prayer life, invest in your business, invest in your personal life. And if it requires you to put money into it, put money into it. If it requires you to cut some people off, cut them off. If it requires you to step out of a shell that you've been in and you're scared, do that. I had to pay a coach last year. But let me tell you why that was important. 6 years ago, he reached out to me and said, Keith, I see you with $1 million business. You just got to make some changes. It took me 5 years to get close to him, a year and a half to learn. And here I am on the cusp of doing all the things that we talked about. So have a wonderful day, guys. Take care. God bless.